It may seem a little early to be talking about Christmas, but with COVID-19 influencing what we do and should do, we need to start the conversation now. So, in the next half hour, we look at the projection of how our actions in December may influence a spike or not in our COVID-19 cases. I'm Adrian Atkinson, and you're watching Jamaica Magazine.
Look inside the drum. Those are the Aedes aegypti larvae, the one that causes dengue fever. If all of these larvae mature to be adults, and if the female larva bites someone with the dengue fever, it will acquire the dengue virus. And if that mosquito bites you, you will get it.
Dengue fever?
Yes. Help prevent the spread of dengue.
Clean up your home and community.
Destroy mosquito breeding sites.
Protect yourself from mosquito bites. Prevent dengue fever.
Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Thursday, November 26. National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang is calling on members of the public to come out in strong condemnation of all forms of crime and violence and give their full support to the work of the police force. Dr. Chang says the government is unwavering in its commitment to equip the security forces to counter the savagery and brutality of criminal gangs.
That is the commitment of this government to the people of Jamaica and to the Jamaica Constabulary Force. It's a war we are in. It's a war we will win. We must win. And I'm confident we have in the police force with Hinkson a team that will take us there. Sometimes it looks difficult and challenging, but we have men who are working hard, who are capable, honest, and committed to their purpose to serve and protect.
Minister Chang was speaking yesterday at the Area 5 Transforming Our Police Service TOPS Award ceremony. He says gangs and guns are the primary tools in criminal activities, and as such, the Anti-Gang and Firearms Acts are being amended to strengthen the legislative arm of crime fighting.
I've given the Prime Minister my undertaking as part of the government to bring forward as quickly as possible during this term the kind of legislation required to provide the police with adequate legislative tools.
More Jamaicans are soon to benefit from low-cost COVID-19 antigen testing that provides results within 30 minutes. Health and Wellness Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton observed the demonstration of two new methods that check for the virus at the Spanish Town Hospital yesterday. He said the tests would become more widely accessible with the inclusion of private labs providing the service. However, this will be after the month-long pilot testing that is now on at 9 public health facilities across the island.
This is a very good and meaningful development for testing in the country. There are some protocols that apply. The tests are administered under certain conditions. There is one that requires a machine, one that doesn't, and that's part of the pilot phase to observe and to see what is happening. The tests are administered to symptomatic patients, so patients that have symptoms, because that's when you get the most accuracy and effectiveness. And if you get a negative in that case, persons are recommended to do a PCR test.
The antigen tests have been sanctioned by the World Health Organization and the Pan American Health Organization. Minister Tufton said the government has acquired 80,000 test kits to increase testing among the population. He said the cost of the antigen test kits is well below the market price of PCR testing, and he is hoping that antigen tests will remain competitive.
I want to urge the private space that when they would have started to administer the test, that hopefully the prices will be competitive so that the populace can benefit in this public health emergency from accessing the test, if not in the public system, certainly in the private system.
The National Works Agency NWA is currently working to improve the Savage Pen Road in St. Andrew following the impact of recent rainfall in the area. While speaking yesterday at the post-cabinet media briefing, Manager for Communications and Customer Services at the NWA, Stephen Shaw, said that because of the area's hilly and steep terrain, the agency had to do a double asphalt pavement or shingle of the area.
That comes with its own set of challenges. We have had to be doing what we don't usually do, when we're doing these kinds of activities, what is referred to as double handling. The material that we're using to first, as a precursor to the base being laid, we're using shingle, because what is there now is just earth, just dirt.
In the meantime, Mr. Shaw says engineering solutions are still underway in the Gordontown area as engineers continue the assessment works.
Our engineers have been hard at work. I did say publicly that we're looking at two options. One, to put in a retaining structure, and the Prime Minister has also asked us to look at possibility of realigning that section of road. And so the two things are happening at the same time.
Mr. Shaw says the NWA is aware of other roadways that require improvements and is committed to giving attention to those areas. 109 schools across the island have been inspected by the Health Ministry and are deemed fit for the phased reopening of schools in 2021. Minister of Education, Youth and Information, Fable Williams, says discussions are ongoing with school principals to ascertain their level of readiness. She was speaking at yesterday's virtual post-cabinet press briefing. The minister says the risk-based assessment method will be used to guide the proposed phased resumption of classes next year.
We will continue to look at all the variables that we used in the initial pilot, which is community-based. We look at distance students travel. We look at to ensure that there is adequate water, adequate internet, and so on. So we'll continue to use those variables. And as you would have noticed, with the 17 schools, they were spread across 9 parishes. And so we'll continue to use that same methodology because it has given us useful information to use and refine the process as we go along.
Face-to-face classes were put on hold in March this year due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Meanwhile, Cabinet has given approval for the voucher incentive program for students who are not on the Program of Advancement through Health and Education PATH.
The program is seeking to provide parents or guardians of an estimated 36,000 students who were not on PATH but who are in need of assistance with a voucher towards the purchase of a tablet or laptop to enable full participation in the digital teaching and learning environment.
The Education Minister made the disclosure during Wednesday's virtual post-cabinet press briefing. Under the initiative dubbed the Own Your Own Device Incentive Program, parents or guardians will receive an electronic voucher valued at $20,000 for the purchase of a device from an approved vendor. Approximately 600,000 students in 3,639 private and public educational institutions have been affected by the interruptions in face-to-face teaching and learning due to the COVID-19 pandemic. And finally, the Bureau of Gender Affairs will soon be launching a new initiative to reduce incidences of intimate partner violence. The new initiative is called Refocus Perpetrators Program and was revealed by Gender Minister Olivia Grange. She was speaking on Wednesday during the International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women banner event at the Pegasus Hotel in Kingston.
This program is intended to reduce incidences of intimate partner violence by using alternative conflict resolution through psychoeducational support for the rehabilitation and reform of perpetrators of intimate partner violence.
Minister Grange says the initiative will be implemented in collaboration with the Ministry of Justice, which will implement the perpetrator focus of the National Strategic Action Plan to eliminate gender-based violence. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.
On our roads, remember, take time, be courteous, drive good, walk good. Don't drink alcohol and drive. Don't drive tired or sleepy. Don't tailgate and don't overtake unless it is safe to do so. And always drive at a speed which will allow you time to stop quickly and safely. Let's keep it safe on our roads.
Chief Medical Officer Dr. Jacqueline Bisesa Mackenzie projects what the country's COVID-19 cases will look like during and after the Christmas season if we obey the safety protocols or do the opposite. Watch this.
Minister has indicated that we are expecting to see a surge in our numbers at Christmas. Coming on in December and going, it will probably take us into January if we are not careful. The fact is that we are now, again, Minister mentioned over 30,000 persons entering the country during November and over 40,000 expected in December. A lot of traffic, and the majority of these persons are coming from countries where there are increasing numbers and we're seeing the spikes get higher and higher. Now, at around Thanksgiving, we tend to get a lot of travel, and many persons will return to Jamaica. Students will be out for the Christmas season and will be returning to Jamaica. And generally, the amount of travel for Jamaicans, persons living overseas, coming back home, Jamaicans going to the northern countries to visit or to shop and then to come back. There's a lot of movement there. And so that resembles to us in terms of the amount of traffic that happens. It resembles what would have happened in July and at the end of July and at the beginning of August. At Christmas, we are expecting coming onto the Christmas day period, maybe about a week or so before that, we will also see increase in activity as shoppers will be out and there's just general more movement, visiting, and so therefore that will also represent a period where we expect that our reproductive rate will go up. Now, if our reproductive rates go up at the end of November, then by the middle of December, we would be expecting to see a surge. If our reproductive rates start going up the week before Christmas, in that period, then coming into January, we're going to be expecting a surge. But I think whichever way it happens in terms of the traffic, it is clear at this time that we are expecting to see a surge, and therefore Jamaicans need to take all the precautions to prevent the vulnerable persons from being exposed so that we can decrease the hospitalizations and the risk of death. We can also do our part to keep the numbers down. I mean, this is a projection, and we're very hopeful that the projections do not occur. But it is really up to us to ensure that we adhere to the restrictions that there are in terms of the mask wearing, the physical distancing, staying home if you are ill, and of course the quarantine period for those persons that are coming in. It is very important that the persons that are coming in decrease the amount of movements that they are going to be having during their period here. We are advocating for a family Christmas, that persons will be able to come into country and to be able to stay with their family. But the amount of movement that person would normally want to see at that time, we are saying this is not the time for it based on what we are seeing happening around us and what we expect to happen based on what the travel and the movement within country and into country.
Jamaica Eye is part of an island-wide network of camera surveillance systems designed to increase the safety of you, our citizens. If you have a camera system outside your home or office facing a public space, join us in helping to make Jamaica a safer place for all. Log on to jamaicaeye.gov.jm today. Jamaica Eye, we're all connected. The Ministry of National Security, creating a safer and prosperous Jamaica.
The advent of COVID-19 has brought out the entrepreneur in many of us, unleashing creative skills we never thought we had. It may have awakened ideas you have placed on the back burner. If you want to take it to the next level, get in touch with the Jamaica Business Development Corporation, JBDC, and sign up for their Accelerator program.
One of the questions that we had is really why startups not scaling, or why our existing business is not moving to the next level. And we thought we'd solve that problem with a program that focused on really building the capacity of entrepreneurs to help them to be able to access the available funding, to be able to attract investors, to be able to help them to enter new markets, whether those be local or global, and to increase the power of their connectivity, the network. At least one person has said to me, I will never be able to thank you in this lifetime. For me, that's huge. For JBDC, that's huge. That says that the person is recognizing the impact of the program, that they've seen change not only in themselves, but in the potential of the business, the connectivities, the connections that were made for them. The opening of the market space has been incredible, and they have said that to us.
The Newtown Bakery Limited has actually been around for the last 50 years. It was owned by George Chai, and my husband and I bought the business in 2009. We have under that brand Flavor Fresh and Easy Street. When I entered the accelerator program, I wanted to just really expand my mind as an entrepreneur. And wow, I'm pleased to say it did just that, but more. Not only did I expand my mind but learn good business practices, I also was able to network with my colleagues, people of the same mind. It's been wonderful. Now that I've learned good business practices, I'm able to put that into my business, and I'm seeing how it is going to succeed.
Earth Essence JA is a manufacturer of all-natural hair care products. So when I say all-natural, I mean the ingredients that make up our products are from earth. The program has actually taken me from a place of not knowing where to knowing exactly where, what, and how I'm going to be able to get there. The JBDC Accelerator program has opened me up to a wealth of information, but not just information. I've met so many persons that have become a part of my network. I've met persons that are in similar fields that are also of similar mind and have created great friendship through it. Through the JBDC program, I've also been matched with a great mentor in a similar field to me, and I've been able to move my business from where it was to where it is today, and I see myself growing to a greater level in the future.
We are the producers of eco-friendly handcrafted jewelry and home decor items. Our products are all handmade or handcrafted from recycled PET bottles. The JBDC Accelerator program has been a godsend, really. It has really helped us on how to formalize our business and how to really, we appreciate the fact that they basically dissected the business and just showed us the potential that it has, and how we can improve on our marketing so that the product can be viewed worldwide. We can get how to get funding and so forth, funding opportunities likewise, and how to better improve our product as well. So it has been a tremendous help to us. In the next 2 to 5 years, based on the fact that we are now operating as a sole trader, we see ourselves as a small company and listing on the junior stock exchange for one. And we want to be known, by then we should be known as the household name for eco-friendly jewelry and accessories and home decor items.
We are a full-service culinary enterprise focusing on premium products. Some of the things that we produce are a condiment line to include pesto, salad dressings, and some dry rubs. Based on my experience with the JBDC Accelerator program, I see my business growing exponentially within the next couple of years, where we're going to be doing more training and development of professionals, as well as production and manufacturing for both the local market and for our export market.
Jerdis Electronic Solution is a recycling company that recycles electronic waste, corporate e-waste. So we purchase corporate e-waste and we do a breakdown and primarily export the products. Yeah, the JBDC Accelerator program has been very timely. It has helped to identify gaps in the business operation, and we are currently working on steps to correct some of the challenges that the JBDC team has identified. In addition, we have connected to at least 3 prominent mentors locally who are giving us business advice and direction. There's also a great team of like-minded entrepreneurs who we can always bounce ideas on and have a business relationship. Okay, in the next 2 to 5 years, we're hoping to expand our operation to have at least another branch locally and another branch in one of the Caribbean countries, which we are currently working on.
So my company specializes in information technology in terms of consultation and actually implementation. We're cabling specialists first and foremost, and that is infrastructure, so your network, your PBX, your cameras. We do that, but secondly, we also do technical support. The JBDC Accelerator program has actually helped me to grow the business in terms of development, putting in the necessary structure that we need to grow, and also forced me early on, which I appreciated, in terms of hiring more people to assist, because the business started out as a one person pushing and trying to develop, and putting in the accounting practices in place, also adding structure in terms of the more defined job functions for the staff that we're hiring. In another 2 to 5 years, we want to be on the list of the go-to IT companies in the island. So I started the business by building my reputation, being that ghost or that phantom that is just a whisper. But now we're trying to come forth. So as soon as you have an IT problem, we want to be the forefront on the list of companies that you call.
Starlight Chalet and Health Spa Limited, we're a hotel located in Silver Hill Gap, Blue Mountain, St. Andrew. We're right beside Wallingford Coffee Factory, and what we cater to is the ecotourism sector. The accelerator program helped my company in various sections financially, in terms of it taught me how to review my financials on a more professional scale, how to look on the nitty-gritty of things that I would not really look about. It taught me even business model. I wasn't so sure about business model, but it taught me how to mold my business into a successful business. Currently, our business has been successful because we had retained customers. However, it taught me what else I can do in terms of the marketing. I see my business not just a local brand, but a global brand. And based on this program, it taught me so much, and it opens you to the varieties what the world has to offer in terms of knowledge. Every day you're supposed to learn, and with this program I learned so much. I would recommend any company to join this program, as it will teach you to not think on a small level but on a worldwide level.
Agriculture is critical to Jamaica's future. And while we battle COVID-19, the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries continues to help our farmers and fisherfolk recover. We will focus on ensuring that Jamaica is food secure, expanding into new export markets, and building sustainable industries. We are building forward together.
What is quarantine? Quarantine separates and restricts the movement of people who were exposed to a contagious disease, in this case, COVID-19, to see if they become sick. Quarantine should last 14 days. This is to ensure the person has not contracted an infectious disease. What is isolation? Isolation separates people who are showing signs of illness from those who are not. This is to prevent the spread of an infectious disease and lasts as long as the signs present themselves. What is social distancing? Social distancing keeps people from interacting closely or frequently enough to spread an infectious disease. Schools and other places where large gatherings are hosted may close. Sports, social events, funerals and religious services may be cancelled. Persons must maintain at least 1 meter, a 3 feet distance between themselves and anyone else, especially if they are coughing or sneezing.
Informing.
Jamaica today confirmed its first imported case of coronavirus.
Educating.
If you follow the recommended procedures, it is highly likely that you will not get the disease.
Going beyond to keep you informed and connected.
Welcome to Get the Facts.
Even through the pandemic. Helping you stay safe while we protect ourselves. Dependable. Impactful. Accurate.
This is your JIS News.
Credible. Trustworthy. Every day, everywhere. Serving our customers proudly.
Hurricanes can strike at any time. In the event of one, be prepared to act quickly. If a hurricane watch or warning has been issued, review your home disaster response plan. Map out likely routes to evacuate if your home is at risk and confirm with relatives or friends you plan to stay with. Also, confirm the location of the nearest shelter. Check your emergency supplies and restock if necessary. Remember, disasters do happen, so be prepared.
This is where our journey ends, but only for today. Do join us again tomorrow when we'll bring you another informative program. In the meantime, stay connected via our website, jis.gov.jm. And while you're online, send your feedback to Jamaica Magazine at jis.gov.jm or via tweet at JIS News. You may also find us on all the major social media platforms and through our mobile app that's Android and iOS compatible. On behalf of the entire production crew, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Do take care.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.